Sitting around the ballroom, they're talking about tomorrow when they're taking Johnny away. Said he wasn't no good, never done the things that he should. That's all the judge had to say. He went in the army when he was 18. Crazy young Irish and mean. Took a kid who was half gone all the way to be wrong with bloodlust and them 16s. His father, he thanks.
All right, we're back. We got a special guest here, Nolan Baker. First time here.
I'm looking forward to it. How's it going,
See,
everyone?
classic stand-up comic. He already knows how to talk into the mic. That's something you gotta usually tell people.
That's
By the way,
only
also
person to do that.
came to us through the Sean O'Brien tree. We met you after we had our Patreon party. No, Ugly Sweater party.
Yep.
And you had performed with Sean that night, right?
Yep.
And you're here now. So we're glad to have you.
Glad to be on. I was talking to you guys down at the Irish American, and you were former president, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I know Brian Killian, the current president, right?
Current president, yep.
Yeah, Killian's a good guy, and that show, Sean's the man. He's
the
like,
best.
Nicest guy on the face of the planet, real
He is.
funny kid.
So before we go any further, that night when I reintroduced myself,
Yeah.
because I'm like, me and Nolan did a show together, and I
Yeah.
kept saying it was either at Capo, right? It was at Capo, or it was at this other place. And like 2 days ago, it came to me. I think it was your first time on stage. It was up at a brewery
Yeah.
in Amesbury, I believe.
Yeah, it was somewhere out there. It was one of my first times up. I think my first one, it was some theater down in like Watertown or something. It was a movie theater though. So
Yeah.
it's like it was like a very intimidating environment. It's like everyone's above me. I'm looking up.
Yeah.
It was with Dave Russo too.
Yep.
Dave's a great guy.
Dave was up there. He was hosting the day that we did ours.
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
a good time, dude.
Speaking of comedy shows, we might as well promote this thing now.
That's sick, by the way.
Yeah, right.
That's
It's
fucking dynamite.
Yeah. May 20, March 29th is the Mix on the Mics comedy show, which we do with Sean B. and in conjunction with the Irish American. Portion of proceeds go to the club. Keep it going because clubs are dying these days. Correct.
Facts.
And it's same as last year. It's $40 a ticket, 10 seats at a table. So if you go onto the website and you can just buy 10 tickets, get everybody to Venmo you, and you get your own table reserved, so you don't have to fucking stand around like a homeless person. Although plenty of people did last year. We sold it out last year.
We sold it and then some, Brendan.
Yeah.
It
So
was wild.
it's a great lineup. It's Danny. It's Sean O'Brien Jr. It is Paul Gilligan.
Jeff Clow.
Jeff Clow. We're gonna see if he has any new materials from Couch Fucking since last year. and headlining is Will Noonan. Who I talked to Will for like a half hour the other night. So I've known Will for like a couple of years now. And talked to him on the phone for like, we were talking for like 25 minutes or something like that. And he was telling me some shit that like, just that he's like working out. Like, wasn't even like we were just having a conversation. I'm like, is that a bit? And he's like, I'm working on it. I'm like, it is. I'm not even gonna try to fucking do it. It was great. So he's pumped. He's psyched. So we're gonna do that. The only person missing from last year is Russo, just because this is an Irish-based. We're gonna do this as an Irish themed thing. And depending on how tonight goes, Nolan, maybe you get 5 minutes up there. What do you think?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Even if I don't, that's a great lineup. All great guys. I'd love to come down. Yeah, what is it? March? You said St. Patty's
March
Day.
29th.
March 29th.
Yep.
Is that St. Patty's Day?
No, 17th.
It's the 17th.
Are you
That's a
Irish?
bad
I
sign.
am Irish.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so it's March 17th every year, Nolan. Every single year.
Every year it's the same. Whether you'll we are. By the way, coming back from Aruba on the 16th. So perfect timing. And actually, I got offered to play. I played music, so I was offered to play a show on the 17th. I'm like, I am playing on the 17th, but so I'm
Two-day
coming back.
sisters,
Sorry,
right?
yeah, but she's gonna be in Aruba too, so that's not happening. It's usually, I think it's Saturday. So, but the day before, I think we come back on Friday, and so Monday is St. Patty's, right?
Yeah, we got
So I'm
fucked
playing
last
on
year.
Monday, but I'm like, I don't want
Yeah,
to play on the
because of
weekend.
the fucking leap
Leap
year.
year. We got
Porked us.
screwed.
Yeah, we got fucked. It should be a fucking Saturday, right?
Yep.
That was fucking bullshit. Now we gotta wait what, like 7 more years?
Yeah, something like that.
It's fucking ridiculous. All right, so we're gonna talk about school. A couple other things to bring up.
Hoodies are available.
Hoodies are available. So if you go to the Facebook page or the, I put a link I think I put the link. Maybe I didn't. Okay, I will put the link. So you listen to this Tuesday. It's already in the Patreon.
Yeah.
So a couple things because this came up. Al was just on. Al from Revere.
Georgia?
Yeah. Well, no, I know, but I was trying not to dox him, but too
yeah.
late.
Yep, fuck. My bad.
His address is no.
Social
Anyways,
Security.
Al from Revere was on Everyday Nonsense podcast. They do it out of Boxborough. Guy Lawrence Lawrence. Him and Justin were on it. It was I listened to both. It was 4 hours. They got. It was quite a ride. And anyways, the guy. A couple things came up during that. Lawrence gonna be on the show next Sunday, by the way. He's coming on. We're gonna draft something. He's like my age, so it's a perfect guy to draft.
Nice.
You know what I mean? I don't know what we're gonna draft yet. We'll figure that out. Bunch of the Patreon people kicked in. So he asked about Patreon, how it works, right? He listens to the show, so I figured we should probably explain it again, just to explain it. Couple of quick things about Patreon. So Patreon is $5 a month, or 10 or 20, depending on what you want to do. I think $10 members get a t-shirt a year, and then the senior members get other stuff too. But basically, we do an extra show at the end of every show with some shit that we can't really say here.
Yep.
One of them was so bad over Christmas, I had to take it down from the Patreon. Actually, that's how fucking much I doxed myself. And the other thing that you get with it is, like, for example, they will get, like, we have a golf tournament coming up. It's May 24th. I got the date. So the Pulling the Court Classic is coming back. That all the proceeds of that goes to cystic fibrosis.
23rd.
23rd.
Friday.
Sorry, we donated like 3,800, I think, last year to CF,
Yep.
something around there. We're gonna do that again this year. Listen, this is a tournament for getting drunk and playing golf. So if you're into, like, if you want raffles afterwards, you want somebody to fucking, like, this is a bare bones tournament to raise money, right? I'm not gonna be fucking sober enough to read raffles at the end of this fucking thing. So if you want raffles, go fucking somewhere else.
I
Go
was
to the Top
surprised.
Fields Fair.
I was surprised how good our speeches went. Last
They were
year.
pretty good. Short and sweet.
Was it Tom Ahern was like, "Holy shit, Fitzy, you spoke in public," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm a fucking beast.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll fuck around."
So that's how Patreon works. But the Patreon members get first dibs. They're gonna get like a 3-day advanced notice to
Which-
sign up for the tournament.
Yeah,
Tournament
it was-
sold out last year.
It was sold out
It
quick.
was sold out quick.
Before it went public, it was sold out.
Yeah. So that's part of it. We'll get to the Panuzzo thing too later. But that's part of it. And the one thing we haven't done in a long time, we used to do these like happy hour Zoom type things where we drank and hung out with the
Oh,
guys.
yeah, we should do that.
We got to do another one of those. We'll do one in February because
And we do a
doing dry
Patreon party,
January.
which was a blast this year.
Patreon party. We had Bella's Beast. We had Durham sandwiches.
works.
We did
Mohan-
karaoke.
Mohan brought bar pies.
Mohan brought
We had
Popeyes.
ourselves a time.
It was awesome. So
Ended
it's
up
a
at
good.
the IA.
Yep, it's a good crew of guys, and then also they get the $10 and $20 members get a certain amount off of the hoodies, for example. So and all the members will get either a free T-shirt during the year, or the $5 members will get some money off the T-shirts. So, anyways, that's the deal. Also, real quick, if you did order a sweatshirt, or if you're going to order a sweatshirt, and you live local to here, you don't have to get shipping and get shipped to your house. I can get it when they get printed. So it's 2 weeks the shop's open. Then that goes to print. I'll pick them up. If you're local, we'll all meet up at the IA. How's that sound?
Sure.
Drive some fucking beers into the sales of the IA. And we can pick them up here. Or if we have to find another time, you can meet me here. We'll pick them up here. I'm sure we can drink a beer in here. Okay. All right. By the way, dry January continues to go for me. It sucks. Just want to say that. I'm a big fan of drinking, big fan of imbibing libations on a regular basis. Look the word up. And yeah, last night I was in here. My son had 14, 16-year-olds in the basement watching UFC.
Yeah.
Best was afterwards. I came down and, like, he was cleaning up. I'm like, how'd it go? He's like, not doing that again. I'm like, why? He's like, because you're just like worried somebody's gonna do something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
stupid.
Welcome to
And-
reality, dude.
Yeah.
That's why.
He
That's
goes,
why you don't have parties.
and he goes, and you can't even watch the thing because you're attending to everybody, making
Yeah.
sure. I'm like, yeah, that's why you don't have parties, dude.
Yeah.
Like, parties stink until you're older, you know.
Tommy's a fucking.
I remember this kid in my
smart
grade,
kid, dude.
superstar.
this
Smart
kid in my grade who we're gonna talk about school a little bit, but this kid in my grade, R.I.P., passed away. Or he's a year younger than me, actually. And I remember I was in 10th grade. I think he was in 9th. Maybe I was a junior and he was a sophomore. It doesn't matter. But like, he was having a party. People were like, this kid's having a party. So I went over there. fucking dude, people are like hanging from the fucking chandeliers, right?
Oh,
like
terrible.
it's like not, it's like 8:30, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Where your parents go away? And I remember he's like, no. He's like, my parents are at Turner's for dinner, which is downtown. I'm like, what? Like people are like pissing in closets.
You'll
like,
never clean this place
Yeah.
by then. By
Yeah.
the time they get home.
yeah, I think I drove him to drugs.
I was a senior in high school, and I went to a house party where these two sophomores, twins, were trying to like make friends and shit. They had a fucking keg at their house. Idiots. Makes no sense, right?
Destroyed.
House is destroyed. I ordered a block of porn. Like 6 hours of fucking Spice
Like
Channel.
Spice?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like how do you explain that to your parents? I was drunk, and I'm just like, hey, watch this. Old fucking Time Warner remote.
$70 a whack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was terrible.
I know.
I'm an asshole.
Wait, what do you mean? How do you explain? Like, did you were showing them the tapes? Like, hey, mom, look, I just picked
No,
this
so
one
you're
up.
so young, right? That when we were younger, cable, you could order pay-per-view on cable.
Oh,
So I ordered 6 hours of porn.
Which was like $50 back then, by the way.
Yeah,
It was
even in the-
$50.
even in
So
the
you
90s.
you had two channels. You had the Playboy channel and Spice. And Spice was like
Better.
Spice showed insertion.
yeah.
Playboy did not, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, look, watch this Spice fucking block that I'm gonna order. And the kids were like, no, don't do that. I was like, fuck
And
you.
it's done.
I think we've talked about this too, but the other thing was that when we were that age, or especially me, I don't know about you guys, but if this still worked then, because I'm 10 years older than Danny and maybe 6 years older than you. Anyways,
couple.
was that like when you go to those channels and you hadn't ordered it, it was just like fuzz, right?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like the fuzz would, the squiggly lines would break and you could see like a nipple.
Yeah.
But like if you went up, down, down, and like back to the channel, it would come in for like 1.4
second.
seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you, talk about two-hand workout jerking off. Like fucking, dude, your forearms of steel. You know what I mean?
You've seen American Pie, right?
yeah, yeah.
So when
Great movie.
when he's watching that channel and it's all wavy,
Yeah.
but he can hear the banging going on, and he's
Yeah, I
like,
know.
dude, shut up, man. Because the guy starts talking. That's what it was like.
Also, real quick on the weekend, obviously I've been part of my dry January. I've been going to the gym every day, get my steps. Because I will say the one thing is nights are extremely boring, but then you wake up in the morning, you're like, holy fuck, like I'm fucking not hungover. I feel
great.
I feel
Holy
fucking
shit.
great. So I was at the gym. I see this guy walking in. I'm like, I kind of recognize this guy. His Celtics hat on, he had glasses on, kind of jacked, and I'm like, oh. That's fucking, I'm on the treadmill. I'm like, that's Sean O'Brien Sr. Now, I've met Sean O'Brien Sr. once, right, at the comedy event. And he looks at me and he's staring at me. And so I go give him like a little head nod and he just turns his head and just keeps walking. That was, I mean, the guy meets people for a living, so I'm not going to go, like, the other thing is, Maggie's like, you should have just gone up and said, he knows who you are. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not fucking bothering somebody
You're
at
not
the fucking
fanboying.
gym
Yeah.
when they're
Yeah.
fucking working out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then suffering the indignation of him being like, who the fuck are you again? You know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah, I remember. What is
yeah,
it?
yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Brandon?
Go fuck yourself. Yeah. You fucking loser.
So you're doing dry January?
Yeah.
Have like you been steady with there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Haven't
Yeah. No,
broken it all?
no breaks. Well, I shouldn't say dry January because we got shit faced
Just the
on,
first.
on the
Moist
first.
January, moist January.
Yeah. Well, no.
No,
on the
just
first.
the first.
Oh, it's
the first
the
New
yeah,
Year's
you
Day.
have to get shit faced for
It's
New
New
Year's.
Year's
Yeah.
Day. You
Yeah.
have to
It doesn't
recover
count.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's not
from that fucking
yeah,
hangover.
it's
Yeah.
not patriotic to be sober on January 1st. Like,
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah.
It was not. It was medically necessary.
My sister Darcy's doing.
Yeah, I saw.
So someone called her out on it because her birthday is the 6th.
Yeah.
And we had a banger party at her house, and she was nuts over on the 6th.
Yeah.
So someone was like, you know what? And she's like, no, I did it from, I think the party's on the 4th. She's doing it from January 5th to February 5th. But hey, good for her. She sent me a picture last night of Heineken Zeros. They had them. They taste just like a Heineken.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking bizarre.
Yeah, you know what else stays the same? I see. This is the thing. When we did the 2 shows in 5 days because we had to stack them.
Yeah.
So I went to that volleyball tournament last weekend and with Addie, took her down to Connecticut for a couple days, and I got like a few Guinness Zeros. So I'm like drinking the Guinness Zero, and I'm like, this tastes just like Guinness. So you
Yeah.
wouldn't know. But then after I drank it, I'm like, where's that awesome feeling that comes out when you drink the fucking Guinness? You know what I mean? Like
lost.
like I said on the show like a couple weeks ago, it's like, dude, like if I really want if I'm really just not drinking, it's like I'd rather drink a fucking sugar-free root beer or fucking something else.
Yeah,
But-
because at least there's something to that. You know what I mean? There's like a reward to that. It's
it tastes good.
nice taste. You
Yeah,
know, and
yeah.
fucking.
But-
That's what when I did it last year. I was drinking these seltzers, but that had like artificial sweetener in them.
Yep.
because usually if I'm drinking seltzer, if I'm drinking alcohol, I'm only drinking water and black coffee. So it's nothing of taste.
Yeah.
It's like fucking bitter and just plain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my soul. And then last January, I was like, oh, let me get some seltzers with some artificial sweetener. And
Yeah.
that's like my treat, you know?
Yep.
So A&W is your treat.
Yeah, no, but last night, so I came out here because, like I said, I had to stay up for the duration to make sure that my house didn't get burned down by these kids. And I had 3 of those like hop waters in the fridge, which I have in there now. And so I drank 2 of them. And I'm like, all right, there's one more in there, and I got like another hour before these dickheads are gone. So I went in there and I grabbed it and I cracked it, and I'm sitting in front of the TV and I look at it and I'm like, that's a Miller Lite.
Oh,
And I'm like, it was just like dude, Pavlov's dog.
Yeah,
like
you were like, oh, shit.
and then I'm like, fuck, I gotta dump this fucking thing now. So anyways, yeah, I've been good. And I made it through 621 the other night. That was a tester.
good for you,
That's a
dude.
good one.
But yeah, it is what it is. So last year I broke at 621, like on the 3rd of the month. I
Yeah,
think,
you two bailed on me on the 4th.
Yeah.
And
What
I
happens?
did the rest of it out of spite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I
that's-
did it just out of spite.
Well,
Yeah. Me and my mom have this deal that she would do dry January if I didn't smoke pot for a month, and both of us are just full of shit. And we've been dancing around it. She knows I'm full of shit. I know she's full of shit. Just who gets caught first.
Yeah.
Like she was in bed until 4 in the afternoon, complaining of a headache, and I go, "Mom, you're hungover." And she goes, "I'm not hungover." I go, You were out with your friends until 3 in the morning, and I'm not buying you, which is pounding waters until 3 in the
What's
morning.
that bottle of white Zinfandel on the coffee table, Ma?
She's showing me like she's got like these mocktails, what they're called. It's like
Yeah.
cocktails without the without the booze, and they're way more expensive than normal cocktails. What's such bullshit to me? It's like
we want you to make you a healthier lifestyle, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
it's you're charging me more to have less fun. Like
Yeah.
it's total horseshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit. It's fucking brutal. Yeah, so we're gonna talk a little school. So Nolan, you've been getting up doing some stand up though. We'll get that first, right? And
Yep.
you've been getting some work in, right?
Yeah, doing the work.
How'd you decide you were gonna do it?
I was just at a point where just like I commute to school. I
Yeah.
lived on school for a while, and it was just a shit show.
Yeah.
We'll go into that later. And it's like I just see all my friends like posting online, I'm having fun, and I'm like, you know what? I ran to Dave Russo actually, and I was just talking to him. It's like, you're a stand-up comedian, right? And he goes, you know what? I've been doing it for a while. I started
sure
when I
he
was
told you all
24.
about
He
it.
told me, yeah.
Listen, Nolan, let me tell you a little something right now.
Yeah, and I was like, it's something I'd be interested in trying. He was like, awesome, like say no more, and he helped me out, put me on my first show,
Nice.
gave me some good open mics
Good
to work
man.
at.
Yep.
Yeah, Dave's a good guy. No, we'll talk your ear off for longer than Dave.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's,
yeah. I like
but
people like
he's
that.
the best. Oh yeah, no one beats it. You hear the fucking best stories.
It's like
yeah.
ASMR for me. I'm like,
You
oh,
know
yeah,
what you're
just
getting
like
into
meditate.
when you see
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah,
Dave's a good guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
But since then, I've met.
So how long ago was that?
This was April of last year, so
Okay.
I'm kind of getting close to the 1 year mark doing
Nice.
it. And I've just met so many great people. I've met you guys through it. I've met Sean O'Brien
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
Joey Noon, I knew when I was a kid. He was good friends with my old man, but
Yeah.
I've worked with him a lot more since
Awesome.
I got into stand up.
Nice.
Yeah, I just haven't looked back. I just have so much fun with it. It's fun, except for when I eat shit on stage. But that
Happens.
comes
Yeah.
yeah.
Happens.
That's
Yeah.
it. It's part of it. That's part of it.
You get
By the
better
way,
that way.
that guy during that podcast that Al did with that guy Lawrence, he was like the guy who hosts that podcast. He was like, I just get, dude, the day of when I'm doing a podcast, I'm so fucking amped up. He's like, I'm nervous. I'm like, dude, I'm dead inside. Like I don't, like I gotta talk to these losers that listen to this thing again, like these fucking zeros that listen to this fucking show, including myself.
I still get a little butterflies. I mean, it's not like the first time I was on. The first time I was on, I was like fucking shaking.
Yeah.
I was like, so many people are gonna hear this. Meanwhile, it was like 13 people that listened back then.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. We are. By the way, last thing too, and the show's been growing a lot in the last like few months. It's grown more than it ever has, which is great. Subscribe to the YouTube, I guess, like if you can.
That help out.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it really fucking helps. My life isn't gonna fucking change. Don't fucking subscribe. You know what I mean?
So if anyone's
Unsubscribe.
wondering, Brendan is still
Unsubscribe.
very bitter about this dry January.
Unsubscribe from this podcast. No,
I like. Sorry, not
Go
cutting
ahead,
you off.
go
But
ahead.
I
No,
like. I like watching on YouTube better. I
Yeah.
like seeing the video. It's
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
yeah, I like watching it if I can. You know what I mean? Like if I can, like for Al's podcast, I usually watch the video.
Me too.
But like it's, I think a lot of guys who listen to this are in the trades too.
Yeah.
So a
Yeah,
lot
so
of
they're
them
listening.
want to listen. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
and just have it in their buds when they're like,
But
fucking-
even
Build in
if
America.
you
Yeah.
do listen on Spotify or Apple, subscribe to
YouTube,
YouTube because YouTube will help us out in other ways. If you,
We just want
if
one
you
of those YouTube plaques to put in the Longhorn Lounge.
yeah,
that's all it comes down to.
We're at like
want one of those
300 subscribers, so
Yeah.
that's about, I don't know, 99,700 off. You know what I mean?
700
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Ma-
So
making
listen,
some
stop
headway.
getting on that shit, all right?
I want that 1M.
Yeah, but you're totally right about like the blue collar guys at work. Like I was at work. I'm on the Boston Public School District as an electrician.
Nice.
And I had an AirPod in. I was actually listening to your episode with
Yeah.
Sean, and it was really funny.
Yeah.
I don't think you were there for that one though.
I was.
You were? Oh shit! One of you guys, I think.
He's
was
never missed a show.
Yeah, it might have been me. No, wait, Sean
No,
O'Brien?
yeah,
We were all
you were
here.
here.
Was
You were
I
here.
not here?
You
Yeah.
were all there?
Yeah, I think all of us were.
I think we were here. Yeah.
Even the
Maybe
ver-
I was quiet.
Maybe the first episode was Fritzy here? That could
I was
be it.
watching that one without video, so that
okay,
might,
maybe that was
If it was the first time he was on, I don't think I was part of the show.
And I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
hammered.
yeah.
That was, yeah, that
Oh,
might
yeah.
have, that was
That's
the,
a good one. If you're
that's-
gonna go back to a good one, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one. Also, we'll get to sponsors later. American Benchcraft is back. Everybody's back for the sponsors. We'll get into that later. They also asked on that Everyday Nonsense podcast if like he's like, can you confirm that these guys actually get paid, or are they making up that we get paid?
Us?
Yeah, like no.
a weird
The
thing.
answer.
I know.
The answer is I blow the guy just to let him fucking use the name of their company. No, we'll get to that later.
It's so odd.
Yeah, it's an odd fucking relationship that I have with these guys.
Oh yeah, that's odd. Too.
Keeps me busy though. I got one of those styrofoam gardening mats. You know what I mean? Just to keep like fucking knees in shape.
Yeah.
You know. So we're gonna talk about school. Anything else that we gotta do housekeeping wise?
I don't think so.
I think we're
Good, Danny. You're going tomorrow to Notre Dame is playing.
Yeah,
Maddie?
national championship. The adrenaline has been,
They're playing the Buckeyes.
yeah,
Okay.
nonstop since we beat Penn State 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And
It's a long fucking rest.
it's been a long week for
Yeah.
Danny Gillis.
Yeah.
And me and Glenn at one end hopped on the ball right then and there and grabbed tickets.
I love it.
$94
Dude,
round trip.
You made out.
The
Yeah.
ticket right now, I looked right before we got here, is $660.
Yeah,
Same
I'm surprised it's that low.
Six.
Yeah, I thought it would be more.
What is it right now? 7 o'clock at like
Yeah.
6:15. I looked. It was $660, and there was 2 spots left on the flight. So, don't have a ticket as of right now into the stadium, but
You're gonna get in.
crazy
I
things
have
have
faith.
happened.
I
I
think
got
you're gonna
faith.
get in.
Crazy
Yeah.
things have happened.
Yeah, I get faith.
What are those going for?
Insane money.
Yeah.
Like, I think the cheapest I've seen was like $2,000.
Well, good news. Fake sponsorship money's coming in, so you can go. Yeah, that's gonna be fucking sick. You know
I
what?
can't
Clement
wait.
one end's one of those guys you can ride. He's
So here's the thing.
reliable
I
for
think
sure, yeah.
I think I got Glenn on the Notre Dame train. He's been like asking more and more questions about college football, and once I got you, that's it.
yeah.
It's like a stripper, dude. I'm gonna make you come back to the back room, and we're gonna get to know each other a little bit more. He's all in, and that's what I love, dude. If I can get one person a year, last year it was Brendan. You come to the
Yeah.
college football dark side, you're never gonna look back again. Right?
It's true. Yeah.
Listen, any more Chiefs games like yesterday, and I'm gonna fucking leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
do it, dude.
Did you watch that?
I cannot stand Kansas City. It's every year it feels like.
Nolan, do me a favor. Just scream into this microphone and say, Paul Gentile, you suck. Because he is from Kansas City. He's a big Chiefs fan. Big pulling the court guy. Great guy.
Oh.
Sucks during football.
Wait. Also, guys, says go follow. Is it Eating in My Car again?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's Eating in My Car again. Fitz, you look it up. Paul has entered the content space, which he's been talking about maybe trying to lose some weight. I don't think this is going to help him. He's just going to do videos of him eating like hot dogs in his car, which is what he was doing the other day.
Yeah, Instagram, eating in my car again.
Yeah, follow that. Fucking follow
No
that.
spaces, just
Don't
eating in my
subscribe to the
car.
podcast. Follow that Instagram account.
Yeah.
All right, I want to talk about something before we get to talking about. We're going to talk about school today, just broad strokes,
Yep.
whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, throw your, as my good friend Justin would say from Bad Brain, throw your cans on, would you? And just tell me that you can hear.
I can hear.
Yes, sir.
You can hear?
Yep.
All right. Now this is a clip from. I don't listen to Joe. I should quantify this. I'm not saying this because like I'm afraid that people are going to think I'm like a crazy Republican for listening to Joe Rogan. I just don't listen to Joe Rogan all the time. So I see clips. This is a clip from Mark Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan, like last week. I think he was on or something like that.
Which is another reason why things have become sort of emasculated, because that energy is not necessary anymore to acquire meat. You know, that used to be the only way that people got meat. You had to go hunt it. So you had to go actually pull the trigger, kill the animal yourself, cut it up, butcher it, cook it. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
And
Although
then-
my favorite is bow and arrow.
I prefer it because it requires more of you.
But yeah, another,
What kind of bow do you have?
gosh, I didn't get to do it this season, but
It's full of shit.
Fire.
Do you know the company that makes it?
not off the top of my head. I have a
You
few.
have to know.
Yeah,
have a
no,
few
this
of
is
that
embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
I can get you hooked up.
Yeah, it works.
Okay. Do you know how old it is?
No, it's not old.
Okay.
I think it's like just a compound bow that I got strung to my draw length, and
Did you get someone to coach you?
yeah.
Who coached you?
It's basically a bunch of the guys who help run security around the ranch.
All right. So listen. Sorry, there was like a Trump rally that came up right after that. I got a couple things to say. First of all, he says at the beginning, he says, I have a few. And then he says, it works. Like he has one. That's the biggest. Okay. This got me thinking about Zuckerberg. They're all going to be sitting next to Trump at his inauguration or when he gets sworn in or whatever. These guys were just born at the perfect time for them. Okay. Like at the advent of massive amounts of technology taking a hold of the world.
Yeah.
Right. If Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos were born in the medieval times, they'd be fetching water on the battlefield and tasting the king's wine before he touched his fucking lips.
Yeah.
These guys are fucking generational zeros. If they were born like the Wild West, like they'd be like the guy who has to like clean up a horse's shit. Like, you know what I mean? And then somebody just kills them in the streets. Like they are generational pussies. Like that right there, it's like, dude, what a fucking loser. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what a fucking
He's
zero.
like, I can't think of it off the top of my
Just
head.
tell the truth.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking liar.
Yeah.
After I listen to that too, I just have like this image in my head of just like someone like out walking their dogs in the woods or something. Just see Mark Zuckerberg and Joe Rogan wielding bow and arrow. Just like none of my friends are gonna believe this shit.
Like, what do you think
yeah.
the chances are that he can shoot a bow and arrow?
Dude, he can't even draw a bow and arrow. You know how much strength it takes to fucking draw that?
Yeah.
Unless they like loosen it the fuck up, and then the arrow's just gonna like.
Yeah, he has
dig
like
out, you know?
negative testosterone.
I
in
think
his
my
body.
favorite clip ever of Mark Zuckerberg is him like in the corner of the UFC fighter. You ever see this?
No.
He's on a pay-per-view for UFC, and I don't know who the fighter was. I'm not really into that, but he's just there nodding his head.
Oh, yeah.
Like doesn't have a towel, doesn't have a water bottle, mouthpiece, nothing. He's just there with a fucking zip-up track jacket, and he's just nodding. It's the most awkward-looking fucking thing. He does not belong.
Yeah.
I thought it was AI at first, and it was legitimately him.
Yeah.
And he's just like learning how to grapple and whatever the fuck. I don't know. He's a fucking freak.
It's like I saw some tweet the other day. It was like, I never thought the guys who would like I never thought the guys who were gonna take over the world were gonna be such fucking nerds. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they, like the guy started his whole thing because he wanted to look at chicks online. Like, that's why he started Facebook. It was like Smashbook or something, whatever it was. He is a fucking loser. So
The craziest thing was I saw a clip from that same podcast that apparently the UFC was trying to set up a fight. Elon Musk versus Zuckerberg
yeah.
in the Roman Coliseum, mixed martial arts. And that's the most James Bond fucking supervillain thing I've ever heard. Just like two fucking tech giants fighting, like modern technology, like just billionaires can buy you and your soul tomorrow.
You know what would've been
and
awesome?
these idiots had
So-
fucking bought that pay-per-view.
it would have been so awesome if like they got in the ring and then like part of the ring dropped out, and then
And a lion
like
came?
Yuri, that guy that killed somebody almost last night, came out of the thing, and they're like, fight them.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Like they're just fucking running for their fucking lives.
Who would win?
Elon.
Yeah, I
Elon,
think so
yeah.
Yeah,
too.
he's a lot bigger than
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Stephen Hawking would beat fucking Mark Zuckerberg.
Let's go.
Stephen Hawking was the craziest one they found on the Epstein,
Epstein,
shit.
yeah.
I didn't know he was capable. I
I don't think he did, dude.
He was having like,
He's like, what's this button do?
dude, he had to get divorced because he was having an affair with like his secretary or something.
Really?
He was a pig.
Hawking?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro, think about the type of person to be blowing fucking Stephen Hawking. like the type of human being you have to be where that's like morally okay for you. It's this fucking.
Well, if you're on this island,
I know
you're fucked
probably,
anyway.
You're probably fucking.
Well, I'm talking
at
about the
gunpoint or
secretary. Well, I don't know if the
whatever.
secretary, got wrapped up.
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's-
I mean, if Stephen Hawking was born in medieval times, like right when he came out, they would have just drowned, like in a bucket. You know what I mean? They would have been
They're
like, "This
"Oh,
kid's
fuck."
fucked."
Yeah,
like
we can't help.
mercy kill. You know what I mean? Just mercy kill this guy. There you go.
Scoop and scoop.
So, anyways, we're gonna talk about school.
Dude,
Go ahead.
Stephen Hawking, Andrew Santino's fucking impersonation of him when he's
Bring me
like,
to the
"Bring me
island."
to the island. I want to go."
Go now. Go
How do you
now.
even fucking communicate that shit? You know what I
Nothing,
mean?
just chilling.
I love this. For 15 minutes in, we're already talking about blowing Stephen Hawking. This is great. I'm all
Welcome to Pulling the
This is how it
Cork.
goes.
Yeah, this is pretty
This
much
is
what
why
it
Kevin
is.
Hart stopped.
Wait till you see the Patreon and we're all naked.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so we're gonna talk about school, and we talked about this because you had told the first time we met you, well, the only time we met you besides tonight, was that you told us. What was it when you went to Salem State and you were like,
Oh, these people are monsters. If anyone here is college age and they're just looking like at schools right now, keep Salem State off this list. This is a true story. I know I told you guys this, but for the audience, my first day of classes, right? I'm sitting there and just like I'm nervous waiting for the elevator. Like I don't know if you guys went to school or not, but it's like
Never.
yeah, but it's. I was just nervous sitting there, like, I hope I chose the right school. I just hope these are just normal human beings. Elevator doors open up, and the word hell was written on the elevator wall, and human shit. It was just a fucking nightmare. There was, every Monday morning, there was a fecal terrorist who would strike and just shit in the hallways.
Jesus.
were you living there or commuting?
I lived there for my first year, and I finally had enough when earlier on in this year, I was walking up the stairs and someone goes, "Hey pal, you got something stuck to the bottom of your shoe." I look, someone left a used condom on the staircase and it got stuck to the bottom of my shoe.
Sick.
I've never been so revolted in my entire life
Plus,
about anything.
you know you're living among somebody who uses rubbers, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
What a fucking loser. Kind of loser does
You don't want to
that.
go to that school.
there
Sailors.
was a there was like a cork, like there was like a board like hung up on my like dorm, and people were like putting like pins through condoms with the sign that says "Take me," but it's like they completely pierced the condom. It's like it's useless. And the worst part is, I know some fucking idiot out there was like, "Oh, this is great. Here's a free condom," and definitely took it and got some girl pregnant. It's,
Good for him.
yeah.
What a win. What a way to spend your first year at Salem State. I bet Salem State has a high level of girls getting pregnant as opposed to, like, say, Harvard. You know what I mean? I would say, by the way, both my parents went to Salem State, so I should point that out. And I did a semester at Salem State. Facts. So big Salem State
Potty there
supporters.
a couple times.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
They don't have a frat house anymore because they burnt it to the ground the first day of my freshman year.
Well, right outside of Salem State, it's like a hood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Literally, inside there's like if I walked between like classes where my dorm was into my next class, there was like assisted living. It's like I'd be hearing gunshots at night. It was just like
See, I think, like, when I think of school, like, I was thinking about this today. I was talking to my daughters at college, and I was like, school is like, it's like 25% learning, or maybe not even. Let's say it's like 20% learning. It's 80% like learn how to handle yourself in life. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, that's 80% of it, is
Yeah.
like being able to navigate like fucking life. Because, you know, let's say you're a kid and you're getting a hard time, somebody like, he's coming back to school tomorrow and so are you. So you better figure this fucking problem out that you got on your fucking hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nobody's coming to help you. Like, it is what it is. So it's like, that's a big part of school, I think, is like navigating social situations and fucking learning how to fucking deal with it.
That's actually a good point. So last night I went to Serena, which used to be Maplewood Square.
Oh yeah.
They moved to Winchester. They're still lights out. It's a free plug for them. Known this guy a couple of years, Giovanni's from Italy. And I had this conversation when I first met him. And he's like, and I do a great Giovanni impression. He's like, so I came to United States, and then I went to the Johnson and Wales the college and did a ride, and I didn't go there, Fitzy. I did not go there to learn how to cook. I'm from fucking Italy. I went to learn how to talk to people. He goes, I'm pretty good at that now. I got an A+.
Oh, look at me.
And like, dude, he's literally telling you, like, he goes, I knew how to fucking make eggs when I was out of the womb, but I never knew how to make a business.
Yeah.
Now he's very successful. He goes, if anyone goes to a cooking school to learn how to cook, you're a fucking idiot. Because they're not going to teach you you can't make a ham sandwich there.
Yeah.
He's like, but they're going to teach you how to make a business. And he goes, that's what I went for. And he's been fucking killing it ever since.
Nice. Did you get the vinegar peppers and pork chop?
I didn't, but I saw him
It's off menu, right?
It was off the menu. He's just a fucking, I ended up getting the veal, and it was dynamite.
Tremendous.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Really good spot.
A buddy of mine, in like junior year of high school, his parents caught him smoking weed, and as punishment over the summer they sent him to culinary school. But if you find your kid smoking weed, that's the worst thing you can do. It's when they have the munchies now. It's like they're all set. It just motivates them more to keep going.
Do you guys ever like? I remember when we were in school. Like when you were in school, did people used to like hook up in school? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. We had at Malden High, we had a secret hallway.
Yeah.
And it was well known. Anyone that listens to this that went to Malden High, it was a secret hallway behind the auditorium that pretty much led to nowhere. And that was known to where you would get fellatio.
Really?
Yeah, it was like known. Like everyone knew about it. And then the teachers didn't somehow, which they did for sure.
There was this kid in my grade, and he was like the first one to get blown. And obviously it spreads around the school like wildfire, right? So he gets blown in the janitor's closet. And and then he's like, we were all like, holy shit. Like, it seemed to me like getting blown was something I'd heard about, but like it was kind of like Everest. Like it's like so far out of my like possibility realm. And then the girl went around. She was telling everybody that he had a small dick, right? And I said to the kid, I'm like, look, I figured you did because we're 9. You know what I mean? Like, what happened? You know what I mean? That is a true story, but it wasn't when we were 9. It was like we were like 14 or 15. And we were like,
Brendan, that was a good fucking joke.
It was.
I'm workshopping some shit up here.
Good shit.
But I remember that happening and being like, was it worth it? You know what I mean? Like, was that first breaking the seal blowjob worth it for her to spread this around about
That's
this kid?
devastating for a 14-year-old.
Not great.
For a girl to say you got a small cock
Yeah.
in high school,
Yeah,
that's
but-
like heartbreaking.
Listen,
It's awful.
everything can be true, right?
Now I tell people.
Everything
Yeah,
can
you
be-
tell him in advance.
Everything can be true in that story, but the minute that girl gets mad and she just says you got a small pack of
That's it.
Even if it's a lie.
It's a rat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Your name is tarnished, dude. You might as well have an any. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, it blows.
Two though, as you get further down the line, you kind of lose this. But like, if you're like the first one, just be like, oh yeah, I got a small like piece. But how many times have you been?
Yeah,
blown
that's
in
kind of what
closet?
he,
It's
dude.
like-
That's basically what he ran with, and it
You
worked.
have to, yeah.
He's like, dude, I know one person's gotten blown out of the 6 guys here, and it's me. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. So who cares? You know what I mean? And then she went on to blow like everybody else in the school. So I mean, I'm pretty sure she found out like that most of the guys there probably had small dicks. So it is, it is Melrose High School. Yeah. So Fitz, you got any school thoughts?
Yeah, I was looking through the social medias this week, and your girl Brianna Chicken Fry was on Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition.
Yeah, she looks like a fucking Everett like.
So once again, I'll say it. She's a very pretty girl, right? Talented. She's fucking funny, whatever. Obviously successful. If she had a fatter ass, Zach Bryan would still be around.
Probably true.
She's got like a tiny little waist,
she's
no
paper
ass,
thin.
dude. She's so skinny, and I'm like, what the fuck? But it got me thinking, right? So when I was a little kid, Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition was like
Cindy Crawford.
risque.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
the one I think about is Tyra Banks. So
Lord, hear our prayer.
I'm flipping. I don't know how I got it, like because I don't know how old I was, but I'm looking through this thing, right? And I'm like cracking the fucking
Pages open.
CK1. No, they weren't sticky yet. I'm cracking like the CK1
Oh,
thing.
the
Oh, the
cologne
cologne that came
samples?
out?
Yeah, you smell the cologne, and I'm like like daydreaming about fucking Tyra Banks, and all I could think about is that she smells like CK1 cologne all the time.
So when you smell CK1, you see
All
Tyra
I think about
Banks?
is Tyra Banks, and
I can't wait till
immediately
when
I
you
get
meet
a
her and you
fucking
just start sniffing her.
4-inch Woody right after I smell CK1.
Danny, how about you?
I mean, I have a bunch
a
of
million.
Yeah. How about the first time I got suspended?
I thought you were gonna say the first time I got blown.
No,
hallway.
By the janitor.
First time
In
I
the
got
closet.
In his
suspended.
closet.
Yeah. God damn, how'd that story get out? First time I got suspended, I was in kindergarten.
No.
Yeah, I had a.
You started early.
But honestly, I think I've been suspended 5 times in my life. Like I was somewhat normal, or I just never got caught.
Yeah.
But first time, totally by accident. But I brought like a fake knife,
AK-47
a fake knife to school.
Like a rubber knife?
Yeah, like a fucking
Yeah,
plastic
yeah,
one.
yeah.
But I brought it to recess, and I'm shanking up everybody. And Miss O'Hearn, my teacher, who is a sweetheart, like grabbed me by my fucking mushroom haircut.
She's like, Danny, you can't do that.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Brings me to Miss Ty's office at the time. I was at the homeschool. I wasn't even at Lincoln yet. And she brings my sister in. Now, I think I talked about it before, but we were so fucking poor. Like, before I started kindergarten, I went to the high school with my sister. That was my daycare. I used to go to all the class with her, met her principal. So when he died, I went to his wake and shit. It's fucked up. So my sister comes, the one I don't talk to anymore, and she's like, do you know how serious of a crime this is? My sister was like a thug, dude. She was like, not really. It's a fucking plastic knife. And I'll never forget it. Miss Ty pulled out a fucking real machete. And she's like, this leads to this. And I just started bawling my eyes out. And I'm like, why would we do that? I thought my sister was going to get chopped
gateway
liver, dude.
weapon.
Yeah, a gateway weapon is exactly what it was. So I went home that day. I'll never forget this. Went home, and my sister was there. My mom comes home from work, and she was working at the bar or whatever as a part-timer. She's like, Danny, obviously this is before cell phones, so she came home to a surprise. I'm just sitting there eating Fruit Loops on the fucking counter. And she's like, what are you doing home? And I'm like, well, I brought a knife to school, and she thought like I meant a real one, and obviously it wasn't. And my sister comes over, and she goes, I gave it to him. And she's like, why would you do that? And she goes, to protect himself. Now then, I'm like, hell yeah, my sister's awesome. Now, at 37 years old, you gave me a fucking plastic knife, lady, to protect my, like, that. I don't even remember. Maybe I told her, like, I had a bully or something, like, fucking with me. I don't remember that part. I just remember being in recess, shanking up everybody. And I was winning that fight. And then Miss O'Hearn came and fucking ruined my life. So that was the start of my hellion career.
Yeah.
This one of the guys I work with, his sister's kid, his nephew, for show and tell, brought in it's like they're going around like the corner. Kid, what do you have for show and tell? And he just whips out a big 9-inch long dildo. It's just like they bring him in, like the parents come down, and that's just gonna be the most awkward principals meeting of all time.
Yeah. Just fucking
Kid's like, what the fuck is this great thing? This fucking Toys R Us toy I just found.
pink wobbly fucking worm.
I'm pretty sure it was a white one. She's a good Catholic girl.
Yeah. Good thing to keep within the race, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking of race, when I was in second grade, my best friend in school was this Mecco kid named Javon, and he was he could sing "Cool It Now" perfectly on pitch, and he was a sick breakdancer.
Yeah. Sounds like my type of character.
And we
too.
got into a little argument on the schoolyard, and we started fighting, and he absolutely fucking beat the brakes off me in about 13 seconds, and before the teacher stopped it. Like, literally was just fucking ragdolling me, right? Like, just punching me in the face as hard as he could. And that was the last time I ever fought a black kid. And I tell you right now, I learned my fucking lesson. I'm like,
The next day you bought the Malcolm X hat.
yeah, I was like, I gotta get in with these people so they don't beat the shit out of me. You know what I mean? There was a kid that I went to I went to middle school with this kid. He transferred in. He's one of those kids that transfers in. He's like smoking weed and shit, but he's not cool. But he's he'll do anything. The kid definitely is in prison. And he used to skip school and brag about it. So he'd be like, yeah, he was he's from he's a single mother who was they lived over by the train tracks. I remember because of the story. And so he would just skip school and he'd call himself in sick as his dad because they couldn't call his dad back because his dad didn't wasn't around. So fucking does it, pulls it one day. Guy fucking drunk driving, spins off the fucking street, drives straight into his living room, right? While he's watching like fucking Charles in Charge or something. And fucking the news comes. The best. I wish there was some videotape of this back then. And like he's like standing outside his house. They're like, so what happened? And he's like, yeah, I was watching TV, and this guy is like the worst way to get busted, just like skipping school. Like some dude just drove straight through your fucking living room while you're fucking watching TV. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Here's another quick one, and then I'll give the floor away. I've told this before, but it was very early on the show that I told this story. So when I was like 7th grade or something, there was this kid, and I used. By the way, I'm now in the business of not doxing people because when we first did this, I really was like nobody's listening to this, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm not gonna use the kid's name, but this kid was a piece of shit, right? I remember like there was a thing, Nolan. Now you won't know what this is. Maybe they came back at some point, but I doubt it. There was a pants that were like popular for like 19 days, but they were like the rage. They were called skids, right? And they looked like clown pants. They looked like your mother's drapes, but they were like you wore them. And they had a cross, like it looked like a crossing guard sign in the back.
Yeah.
It just said skids, right?
Yellow with the black.
So I
cross.
begged. Now everybody who listens is always like Melrose guy, fucking rich fucking guy, right? I had Shrags from like Building 19 that my mother bought me, right? This kid's like $50 and Shrags like $12. So I wear him to school, and this kid fucking eviscerates me in front of the whole class, right? Like literally, just like literally, dude. I was like almost in tears, like mentally. I think that's when I decided I had to become verbally tough because, like, I was like, I'm never letting that happen to me again. And I was like, I went home that night. I'm like, I hope this fucking kid dies. Like, I prayed to God. I was like, I hope this kid fucking dies, gets killed. Like, I hope. So, like, fast forward, I'm in college. I'm home. I used to work at the hospital, Melrose Wakefield. And when I would come home from college, I'd work there too, and I would clean rooms, right? So you go in, somebody's in there, you clean their room, like you just sweep the floor and empty their trash. So this kid's in there, and he's all fucked up looking. Like, I'm like, oh, Jesus, this kid looks like bad shape, right? His face is all fucking fat from like whatever steroids they probably have him on. I heard the nurse saying like he's got like liver failure or something. So anyways, I'm sitting there, I'm cleaning his room, and the kid's like running to her, and I'm like, yeah. And then he says his name, and I'm like, oh, yeah, and it's the kid. And he's like, dude, I wish I fucking did what you did. This is a dead true story. You can put me on a fucking lie detector. I wish I did what you did. You going to college? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to college. He's like, I fucked my life up, my whole life up. He's like, I wish I was fucking doing what you're doing. And I walked out of that room and I realized right then, like, I hadn't prayed hard enough for that kid's death. He was still fucking alive. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, and that shows, Fitzy, I should have been going to church and really believed in God.
If you believed, he probably would have died.
No shit. Yeah, he'd be dead. You know
You
what I
gotta
mean?
say amen or something, and he just almost got the job done.
Yeah. Or if you had any balls, you would have put the pillow over his face.
Yeah,
right
I
then
just
and
like
there.
dropped some. If I had the access to the fentanyl, I could have dropped the
Remember
drip
when you
that had
talk
going in
shit
his
about
arm.
my shrags? This is for my pants.
Yeah, I should have got those shrags and fucking just fucking
Say it. Say you didn't mean it.
Yeah.
choked him to death in his bed with those fucking things.
Yeah, I will say one thing that like hearing like my dad was a Malden guy, and like he was just saying like everyone was bullying everyone, and just like school now is like so much different, and I think it should I think the school should hire people to go around bullying certain kids.
But listen, you didn't have school shootings
Yeah.
with bullies.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had cousins who were older than me. Those were just my constant bullies. Like and I'm a better man because of them.
Nolan, you're fucking fantastic, buddy.
Yeah. I have like 100. I have 100 cousins, like total. Like I got a shitload of first and seconds. I think my family gets girls pregnant by holding hands. it's yeah.
I'll say this, Nolan. You are. I'm not going to dox your age here, but you are the youngest person to ever be on the show. Although I will say, much like Sean O'Brien,
You are of age.
You
though.
are. Yeah,
Yep,
and you are
yep.
but you are like. You seem to get along with you, be able to talk to people of all ages. Danny has that
Yeah.
quality too.
Yeah.
You can.
I've
Like,
always had that.
Like 70-year-old men and.
I've said it since day one. I think the coolest people to hang out with are between the ages of 60 and 80.
Yeah,
Their stories are unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. I'm the same way. When I was a kid, I like up until like my senior year, I just really like hung around like my old man's friends because like they were all just batshit crazy guys from Malden who like either almost went to prison, should have went to prison, or went to
did, yeah.
prison. And it's like no one on earth has better stories than like this type of people. And it's just like it's just out of the world. I always hung around older guys, like listen to older music. Like when I walked in, I saw the John Prime poster. I was like, that's badass right
Yeah,
there.
I'll tell you right now. I was like, this kid just scored major points.
Yeah.
In my book, major fucking.
Here's a fact about me. If I walk into a bar solo, right, and there's an empty seat next to a guy my age and an empty seat next to a guy who's 65, I'm going to that guy.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to sit right there. He's not going to want to sit there and talk my ear off. And if he does, he's going to say, did you check out that girl's ass that walked in? They're all creeps. Every one of them. They're all creeps. And, you know, once in a while you'll get a war story, how they were in fucking Vietnam or something. It's good. It's real at-home shit with the older fellas.
Yeah, my grandfather's brother, he Dorchester guy, and as family story goes, is he enlisted in Vietnam to get away with a bank robbery, and he's dead now, so it doesn't matter what I say. Yeah, but I remember like being like 9, 10 years old, like he got crippled in the war, like from a bomb, and I just remember like my dad dropping me off and goes, "You're gonna spend the day with your Uncle Snake," and I'm like. I'm like, okay. And he's just like telling me all these stories. And he's like, I'm like a kid. And I just was like, this is the type of person I want to be around my entire life.
I need to know everything about Uncle Snake.
This is unbelievable guy.
He had a tattoo on his shoulder. It was a 13 of hearts. And he goes, I'll never forget. I walk in. He was in the circus. He ran away at the circus when he was 13. They needed someone to drive the trucks. They hooked him up with amphetamines and told him you have to be in North Carolina by tomorrow. And he's like telling me all this shit. Like his walls were painted like a circus. He had portraits of clowns. It was the most unbelievable, surreal experience.
Can you find a picture of Uncle Snake?
Yeah, there's a million of them. He had like 20 kids. It was just.
There's nothing better than like when Josh came on and talked about Greg, like that guy, like an older ragtime dude who just doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like they're the best. They're the fucking best.
The first story he told me was he had a 13 of hearts tattooed on his shoulder. And he goes, "Kid, you want to know what this tattoo means?" I'm like, "Not really." He's like, "Vietnam. I was down there and I was the machine gunner on the back of the truck. And there was an enemy ambush and there was 10 of us. And it just wound up me and the driver as the last 2 men standing. And I mowed down 13 Viet Cong." I'm 10. He's telling me this. I'm like, oh my God, this guy has got issues. He goes, "I haven't smoked in 15 years. Pulled out a pack of cigarettes from his denim jean pocket and lit up. And he goes, "I'll be gone in a month. Might as well hop back on." And I'm like, I'm telling you, this was the same look you have in your eyes right now. It was just me as a little kid standing in this fucking circus-themed room.
Uncle Snake.
Yeah, Uncle Snake.
It's like fucking.
That's a cool band name.
That's a great.
Yeah.
It's like.
He told me I got the nickname too. He would sneak through the grass, crawling with the gun on his back, undetected. So they started calling him the Snake.
Love it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
By the way, real quick too, we're gonna have some. We gotta have some guests coming up in the next like couple months. Obviously, we've got this guy Lawrence coming on next week. Josh is coming back soon. Al's gonna come back for a draft at some point. Yeah, but I decided I'm lifting I had posed a ban on Fontana until he could lose a certain amount of weight to come back.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that goal is going to be reached anytime soon. So I'm lifting the ban on Fonz. And we're bringing him back.
He's got a
When
draft
he hears
idea.
this, he's going to fucking stilt.
He has a draft idea, right?
It's probably something horrible.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not the one where it's the top 5 things we love about him. We're not doing that one, but
No.
he has a couple
There aren't
others.
5 of those.
There's not 5 I could think of. But
Yeah.
He has other ideas. I think he texted them to us, and they were on the Patreon page. But either way, yeah, we'll have Fonz on.
Fonz, Fonz is due to come back. It's time for him to come back. So yeah, school is fucked up place though, because like I said, like it's like you were saying about bullies. I don't think you can get through life without getting bullied once, twice. You know what I mean? Or getting like, that's just like gonna come with the fucking territory. And it teaches you how to survive.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think if you're homeschooled, you're probably just totally fucked like for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Unless your mother bullies you.
Or your father does. Yeah. Which is a good thing to do to a kid.
Yeah.
Like I think healthy bullying, what I mean by that. By the way, they just talked about this on Bad Brain. But healthy bullying, like I would say I semi-bully my son, but in ways that I think are like
Gonna benefit him later on. in
like
life.
my father used to do it to me. You know what I mean? Like bust his balls, make fun of him, and that's the way I show people love. You know what I mean?
That's just a love language.
Yeah,
It's,
like,
it's
should
a
I be
whole
going to therapy?
Massachusetts thing
That's
too.
our whole region is that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We bust balls, and that's how you have to be because it's gonna happen on the outside. You might as well get used to it
At home.
in your home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're more like you said about college. It teaches you how to get through life situations.
Yeah. You know how I thought of this today too. I went to the store real quick to grab some shit for the kids. It's gonna snow tomorrow, and the stores around here are a fucking mess when it snows. So I just was in there. Here's how you can tell somebody from Boston if they are an actual like asshole or bitch, because everybody kind of has a asshole-ish
Chip on the shoulder.
on the shoulder
Look
vibe.
at traffic in Boston.
Yeah.
It's war. It's,
Yeah. So, but you'll see a guy, you know what I mean? Like, and then like, you know, it's all like just the way we kind of operate. Like I'm behind this woman and like, she's like stopping to look at her, she's an old lady, look at her fucking receipt or something. And she just like, I'm waiting, and she's fucking holding up the whole way you get after you fucking check out. And she just looks at me and she just gives me like the fucking like, go. And I'm like, you're a bitch. You're actually a fucking bitch. You know what I mean? Like your whole family hates you. Like, they're like pissed that you're still around. Like they're like, fuck, she's coming to Christmas. You know what I mean? Like we got to deal with her again. She makes the worst food. Like that's the type of person. You know what I mean? Like gives you like, instead of giving you a gift card with like $20, she gives you like one of those like M&M candy canes, but the fake M&Ms. You know what I mean? Not the real ones.
Hands out toothbrushes and toothpaste on
Yeah,
Halloween.
100%. Yeah, there's a lady I've talked about this before, but there's a lady. There's a house down by my brother-in-law's in Melrose, and the lady makes you pick a hand, and one is a potato and one's a Reese's peanut butter cup. My son's like, I want to take fucking instant mashed and drop them all over her lawn and just fucking spray her lawn like in the morning and just fucking fuck you, lady, the potato lady. What a fuck. That's a that means you're a sadist. You do something like that to kids, you're a psychopath. Like that's a deeper fucking thing, dude. Because who's like, you know what? I want a couple of these kids to go home with a fucking russet. You know what I mean? Yeah, you thought you're getting a peanut butter cup? No, you're getting a fucking Idaho Golden. Is what you're
It's
fucking
not
getting.
1848 double. I don't want this.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Go
what
make
it
a
was.
soup.
All the Italian kids got Reese's, and she saw you coming. And was like, "Here's a potato.
Here's
you
a
little fucking
Mick
lad,
fucking
you
loser."
Mick fuck."
Four-eyed fuck, you said to him?
I don't think that joke would have hit as good if you said Yukon. The word russet.
russet.
It was
Russet
fucking
landed it,
dynamite.
yeah.
Here's a fucking russet, dude.
Yeah. Eat that, you little fucking four-eyed dickhead.
Yeah.
He got. And by the way, they went 2 years in a row. He got the potato both years, and his cousin got the fucking. Oh, remind me on the Patreon. I got a great story about my nephew Will. So, anyways, let's do some ads real quick. We'll run through all the ads.
Sure.
All right, real quick. Side with Success Lift, real quick. SuccessLift.com, Panuzzo. If you're in the Patreon, you can join Panuzzo's private group where he coaches us, gives videos for us every week, Danny.
Yep.
Gives you workouts, answers your questions on health, helps you get to where you're. Mohan's down like 50 pounds.
Crushing it.
Dude, he was less than me for like a day.
Yeah.
That got me on my fucking shit. So, anyways, I'm down like 8 this month, I think, something like that. I'm gonna boat race Al in this weight loss contest. I'm getting a Scotty Cameron putter out of it. He's gonna starve himself after he hears this. And everybody's contributing. Everybody's getting fucking their shit in. It's good. Yeah.
It's honestly like, my favorite part of it personally is the group chat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have group chats
A lot
every
of ball
day.
busting.
It's a lot of ball busting, but it's all like health orientated. Is that the word? Oriented.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just it's more of a motivational thing for me than anything.
Yeah. It keeps you on your shit.
I
And like
think
normally he charges people like $250 or $300 a month. It's $100. So if you want to do it,
Yeah.
and you really want to get your shit straight, you should join that. That's part of
He
Patreon.
literally,
If you're a Patreon member.
you have his you have him on speed dial basically.
Yeah, he'll answer anything. And you can send me a message. If you're a Patreon member, you want to get in, just send me a message at pullinthecork1 at Gmail. I'll hook you up with Panuzzo and you can get in the group. Dustin's in there. Al's in there for comedic relief. Fonz is in there.
John Knockle.
Mohan, Knockle.
Bobby C.
Bobby C. Yeah, we got a bunch of people in there. It's going well. Misguided Spirits. I brought this up so that I could tell you where to get Misguided Spirits. So misguidedspirits.com. Now I could say this. So they're doing a thing right now where they're expanding and they're doing like you can buy shares in the company.
Yeah.
I bought like 15 shares or something like that. So I can say this now. Not only am I a fucking customer, I'm also a fucking owner.
Let's
How do you like
go.
that? But where you can get it, and by the way, we have it in here. They have the Crooked Vodka, they get the Red Sky Silver Rum, they get the Hinky Dink Whiskey. That goes quick around here. And you can get it at Total Wine in Danvers. So if you're on the North Shore, If you're on the South Shore, they get it at Wine Beer More in Bridgewater. In Boston, they get the Fenway Beer Shop and Coasters Liquors. In Quincy, Atlantic Market. And then for some of the bars that you can get it at, if you're at a show at the
House of Blues.
House of Blues, you can get it. Papaneset Inn, if you're a fucking high roller, because that's where they fucking. If you've ever been there, it's fucking sick. They got a bunch of places. If you're in
Small
Worcester, they got tons
Victories
of
in
shit.
Salty.
Yeah, Falmouth down the Cape, they got a bunch of places. The Quiet Few, where I blacked the fuck out and Danny saved my life at an event for them. Definitely thought we were gonna lose a sponsorship after that, but we didn't. MisguidedSpirits.com. That's where you can go. Tedco, get in bed with Ted. Teddy is the man. They do home renovations. They do additions. They'll do your basement. Tedco CM, better construction process. You can get a hold of them directly at 617-996-6827. By the way, Teddy said this year, as part of the sponsorship, he's going to put a bar rail on the bottom of this thing.
Oh, yeah. Let's
So
go.
Justin can come back and feel confident about coming back.
Not cry.
You want to do American Benchcraft?
American Benchcraft. They have the best leather goods around.
Fact.
We have the belt. All three of us have the belt.
Yep.
I get the wallet. Nolan,
Let's see it.
I want you to look at this wallet, right? Nolan has a holster
Right now.
on, right? And he needs to get American Benchcraft holster. Go on Benchcraft. What is it? AmericanBenchcraft.com. Or follow them at
Benchcraft on Instagram.
Benchcraft on Instagram. Union shop, veteran owned, local business, best leather quality in the nation.
It's a real nice wallet.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Look at the
You could pass that
imprinting and
down.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's great.
awesome.
Unbelievable. Brendan has that satchel right there, like Indiana Jones.
Yep.
And then,
I like to carry
I got,
amulets
I
in
got
it.
my stickers made from them.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
your union stickers.
I have a wallet now. Buggy got all the people in our league
Oh, nice.
with the
That's sick.
logo of this bar on it
Yeah,
and your name on it.
and you have your ledger,
Yeah, and if you use the code Corky, you get 20% off.
20%. Yep.
Yeah, names of people I hate are in there. So that kid who almost died in the hospital is still in there. By the way, I googled him the
He's
other day.
highlighted.
Still alive.
Still going.
He got arrested recently. Danny, you're up.
Yes, sir. Bella's roast beef over at 1211 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts. BellasNA.com is a website. As we know, it stands for North Andover, not Narcotics Anonymous. So, best in the game, March is around the corner. I had a Boston cop reach out to me who, a little bit younger than me, but he went to college. Speaking of school, he went to college at Merrimack. Big Harrison's guy. And I told him they shit the bed years ago. Go up to Bella's. Called me yesterday on FaceTime. And was like, that was the best fucking beef I've ever had in my life. So, Harry, Sandra,
best.
if you saw my guy Stefan up there, that came with recommendations from Pulling the Cork. He fucking loved the place.
Yeah, Gentile brought all, like, their kids were in some flag football team, brought them all up there. They
Yep.
fucking house beef, so they're the best. Lastly, Ben Franklin Print Company. They do all our printing. They're the best. I recommended them to so many people. Josh is getting hoodies made there for his bar. BenFranklinPrintCode.com. They'll do design for you. Like they just designed our new sweatshirt that's sick with a scally cap on the back.
Sick.
Um,
Finally, something
it's
cool.
it's BenFranklinPrintCo.com and it is 978-624-7341. Ask for Joe. He'll hook you up, and if you tell him you're a corker, they're gonna give you 10% off of your order.
Hey, real quick, what's Josh's bar's called?
Just the garage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sick.
He had a couple names for it. Although I think there's gonna be a reference to the Church of Luck on the back of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So everybody needs a little luck sometimes. But what I think is gonna be on the back of it. All right, should we do some voicemails?
Yeah,
Sure.
forgot him. Holy shit, he remembered.
We got a
Fitz.
couple voicemails. By the
It's usually
way,
you.
I'll tell you right now.
Dry January.
Dry January.
Doing-
How do you think I
doing
thought of
work.
that 9-year-old joke?
Yeah.
Fucking quick. Brain works. 2 voicemails. Didn't listen to either. If only one shows up, it was there was something went wrong with one of them.
Yo, it's your man Adam Jump Town, guys, checking in again, and I hear we're talking about school, so let's talk about class of 05
Let's go.
keeping the quality high.
Same
Because
Joe.
that's your man Adam Jump Town. And I'm going to tell you what, when you talk about class representatives and running for class presidents, your man Adam Jumptown always in those categories, always in the race, always putting his name in the hat. I tell you that. My whole mission was to get food in the cafeteria at a higher quality and reduced, and no one gave a shit about that. So, anywho, we're talking about school. School's for fools. Now that we're old and thinking about it, I mean, like, we need to reevaluate this whole situation on how we do schooling, and we need to really hone it in. Otherwise, we're fucked. It's your man, Adam Jump Town.
Jump's coming back on very soon. By the way.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's going back.
He's not
on.
wrong about schools.
No, yeah, I agree.
Public school system is fucking nonsense in
I
this
agree.
country.
I agree. When I was a freshman in high school, I ran for freshman class president, and I made all these promises, wiffle ball tournaments, like in the like outside the school, and like different types of drinks, getting into like the vending machines, shit. Like I had no ability to get done. I got none of it done, and like I ran again the next year, and I lost. Lost my friend Jill, by the way, who commented on texted me the other day about my thing about booze and like if you really wanted something to drink after you like mow the lawn. She's like, I'm a binge drinker. I'm just gonna tell you, and like I tell people that they look at me weird. She's like, what do you want me to tell you? Telling you the fucking truth. I drink to get drunk.
Yeah.
Like, let's fucking go.
Dylan the Cork, what's up, boys? I believe this is my first message of the new fucking year. New year, same old me. School, huh? Well, football season, hockey season, I was in school just so I could play. After that, I was in maybe an hour a fucking day, you know, and they were happy about that too because I just drove everybody nuts. But that's not why I'm calling. I'm calling with a fucking public service announcement, okay? A public service announcement for old people, all right? When I'm in a store, my kid's having a fucking meltdown, all right? That's not an invitation for you to come over and go, oh, what's wrong? Oh, such a cutie pie. Lady, get the fuck away from me with your stinky breath, right? I want to fucking suplex you through the lady in aisle 9 giving away the Snackwell fucking, free fucking tidbits there, all right? Move to the fucking hills, buy a horse, and leave everybody alone, old people. I'm fucking sick of it. I'm sick of it. All right. That's enough. I'll talk to you guys later. I love yous. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You know, the only thing that's bummer now is that Clocky can't even say Edward sucks anymore because he's just gone now.
Yeah,
you know what I
sucks,
mean?
yeah.
He's gonna have to find a new whipping boy, I guess.
Yeah.
That was still the best
still great.
cameo
Yeah,
ever.
That was unbelievable.
Some real fiery callers today.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the guys like to get up for it. You know what I mean?
Hey, what's up, guys? First time, long time. I got a quick little question for you. If you found yourself suddenly trapped in a horror movie where the villain knows your deepest fears and uses it against you, like, what are you going to do to outsmart them and survive the night? This is Mark Lewis, by the way. All right, guys. Let me know what you think. I'll hang up when you talk. Bye.
I know who that is, by the way.
That's Al.
No, it's Justin.
Is it Justin?
It's definitely Justin.
Dude, that sounds like Al.
I thought it was Al. It's Justin. You're
It's
right.
Justin.
It's Justin.
It's definitely
yeah.
Justin.
I thought
From
it was
Bad
fucking
Brain, by the
Al.
way. Check out Bad Brain.
Yeah.
What was the question?
How do you survive if you're
Worst fear?
Yeah, if the killer knows your worst fear.
So
Yeah.
okay, so a house full of black people for me.
A jug full of mayonnaise for me.
No, I'm kidding around. Obviously. What would be my worst
Dude,
fear?
my
I am
mom-
afraid of clowns.
The clowns.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't like clowns.
Really?
Oh, you
Yeah.
would have been freaked out by Uncle Snake's bed.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't have gone well in Uncle Snake's bedroom for me. What would yours be, Fitzy? Do you have a worst fear?
Dry January.
Dry January.
Yeah, mine's similar to my mom during dry January. Just dance on her last nerve, and it's the last dance you ever have.
Dude, you ever have a night like one of those nightmares where like you just like fucking? It's like it doesn't happen often to me, but like when it happens, it's the worst. Like you wake up and you're like but McCracken.
It
who's been on
affects you
this-
throughout the day.
Yeah, McCracken who's been on this. My buddy Patrick McCracken. What a name! He had to be a tough kid to have that name, and he is. He has a great little thing on this, which is like people always like, oh, I had a bad dream, but a bad dream in a way is a good dream because it's like you wake up and you're like, no, that's not true,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm going to prison or something. Whereas like when you have a dream that you like just scratched a milli on a fucking lottery ticket,
Then
you
you
like wake up and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, my life is back to fucking normal.
So it's a waste.
Yeah, yeah.
I get. He said it on the show.
Oh, did he? Yeah, it's true.
We talked
It's
about
that
it.
is true.
Yeah. All right, listen to Bad Brain. By the way, we cut this into the episode, so if it seems a little jumpy, that's why. But we had to make sure.
Yeah. Fuck you anyway.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of school, Brendan? a loaded question. I know.
Honestly, like
Blowjob from
trying
the
to
janitor
get
closet.
yeah, getting that blowjob when she told everybody had a small dick. No, I don't know. I mean, I was never like an unbelievable student. I was fine. I liked hanging with the boys and like chasing. You know, that's what you do. You're trying to meet chicks, basically, like through school. I think is what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was like your goal. Like I feel like I don't know if it's changed with like social media and shit. Like I feel like less of Tommy's friends have girlfriends, more of them have boyfriends. No, I'm just busting balls. But I feel like that was like all I cared about. Like when I was like that age. You know what I mean? It was like trying to meet chicks and like have them tell everybody that is small dick. You know what I mean? By blowing me. What was your favorite part? Lunch?
Lunch.
Yeah, lunch is sick.
By far. I mean, I'm not blowing smoke here. Malden High's lunch was second to nobody.
Really?
Nobody.
Really?
I still crave like their chicken wings. Subway.
Chicken wings?
Yeah, dude. Chicken
wings
listen
at
to me.
lunch?
Listen to me. Tuesdays and Thursdays at Malden High, they had spicy chicken. I can't do spice no more. Very little spice. Black pepper, I'm sweating. They had spicy chicken wings that were. We all know I'm a doobie guy.
Yeah.
The only wings besides Hooters that I fucking think about daily, Tuesdays and Thursdays chicken wings at Malden High.
Imagine if it was like Roger Doobie who was like making them. It was like Doobie's like great Uncle Snake Doobie.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
Uncle Snake.
Uncle
Doobie.
Snake Doobie.
He's back there with just fucking cigarette ash, just
Yeah.
going right in the fucking
What was
mix.
yours, Spitz?
Lunch, obviously. So in high school, it was lunch, and I'll talk about that. So, did you get free lunch?
Yeah, of course it did.
So I was same boat. I
Yeah.
got free lunch.
So
right?
you come and go.
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you meant free period. Like
No,
you could
paid
just come.
for.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like the school lunch was free for me because we were so poor.
Yeah.
And same
Yeah.
with Danny, I figured. So we got tickets, right? So every month, the homeroom teacher would give you your tickets for the month, right? So on Wednesday and Friday was hot dogs and fries and burgers and fries, right? So Fitzy, little Fitzy, 15, 16, 17 years old, growing boy. I'd go up twice sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, early in the month, I was balling.
Yeah.
It's like
Getting mad
the check
tickets.
comes on the 1st and the 15th, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. Fucking 4 hot dogs, double fries, let's go. By the end of the fucking month, I'm going to my buddies, and I'm like, dude, you got a Wednesday for me? And he's like, yeah, all right, I got you. Here you go. Because I still couldn't afford it if I had to pay cash.
Yeah.
Let's get into this, too. You're not a relish guy. So no mayo.
No mayo.
No mayo and no relish, ever.
I've had relish.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it's a pickle, dude. I don't get it.
So relish doesn't make you sick like mayo.
No,
You're just not a fan of it.
No. You know what does make me sick about relish, though? You know, like that ketchup water when you don't shake it?
Oh, yeah.
Relish
Relish
water
got
is
bad water,
fucking
yeah.
gross, dude.
You got to really
Mustard
get
water's
some-
pretty gross too.
Mustard.
Dude.
All that water's pretty
Any
fucking bad.
condiment water is
Yeah.
not good.
Though. Yeah, it's not great.
We also had a rule at our lunch tables, but my lunch tables were very diverse. You know that.
Yeah.
But if you got fries, right? So there was a bunch of kids that never even went up to the fucking lunch line to get anything. They were just there for, But the rule was, if anything fell onto your tray, it was a free for all. So like they would mount up the fucking fries,
Yeah.
right? And by the time you get to your table, your tray's kind of filled with fries too. You wouldn't even sit down yet, Fitz.
And people are snagging shit. Yeah,
Eagles, all of them.
Yeah.
It was Revere Beach. They just come and fucking grab your shit. And they would move the table sometimes, see if they would fall off a little bit. It was like Ryan's Family Amusements, dude. It was just like a fucking game to these kids.
Yeah, like those
No,
quarters falling off.
did you get your lunch at school? Or did you bring?
Oh, my grandmother lived with us, and she just gave me the most stacked lunch every time.
Sick,
it was
dude.
It was like fruit roll-ups, cosmic brownies. I was dude.
Cosmic brownies, dude.
Some men die of thirst, and some men drown, and I was drowning. It was nonstop. It's whatever I wanted, I traded for, and then some. It was. Oh my god.
It was wealthy.
Yeah,
And food.
If you want your kids to be balling at school, let your mother move into the house with you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
That's
If
great.
if Maggie's mom moved in the house, she'd just be handing like full bags of Cape Cod chips to go. That's what she lives off of. That and
Nothing wrong
Cola
with that,
salsa.
by the way.
The best chip out there is like have you guys ever had the garden salsa sun chip?
Yes.
The red one? Unbeatable.
Dynamite.
It's awesome.
They're very good. They're very good.
Sun chips are great.
They are.
Dude.
I like that cheddar one. I think it's, I don't know what it's called, but it's orange.
Yeah, I think it is just
It's
called
the orange.
The orange one?
I saw a meth head trading trading
Sun chips for meth.
trading meth for meth for sun chips. That's how good they are.
He's like, I don't need these drugs, but
Yeah.
I need those sun chips.
It's like, have you guys ever heard of how Robert Downey Jr. got clean off drugs? True story. You can look this up. He went to a Burger King and the food was so god awful. He thought he was dying. And he just looked at himself and he said, I'm a mess. I'm in a Burger King at like 3 o'clock in the morning smoking meth. And he just drove his car down to like the ocean and just threw all of his drugs in. He goes, if Burger King's food was edible, I would probably be dead right now.
Imagine that, dude.
Yeah, it's
And now he's got multiple Oscars, right?
He's
Iron Man.
Yep.
Yeah. What a way to get off drugs. You're like, Burger King saved my life.
So in high school,
Must be
lunch
sponsored by McDonald's.
was my favorite part of school. Going back to grammar school, which you probably don't even call it, right?
No.
Elementary.
Yeah, it was elementary for us.
I was in grammar school. Recess fucked so hard.
Recess is sick.
We would
Unless you get
have,
suspended with a fake knife.
that sucks. Early on, it was dodgeball, but like middle school, which we didn't have. I just went to the same grammar school, K through 8. But like 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, all we did, do you know what we did?
Stickball.
Football.
On cement.
Two-hand touch,
Oh.
football, hutch. You remember
Yeah,
Hutch?
I remember Hutch. I know what
The
you're talking
football
about.
brand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
little tiny
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
It'd be like a Raiders
Yes.
ball.
Yeah.
Dude, we would go out there. We'd pick teams. There'd be fucking 2 captains who would pick teams. And there was always the one kid who was like
Stud.
a nasty quarterback who he'd be like, me and Jermaine against everyone. And I'm like, no, that's not fair because you can throw the ball a mile and Jermaine can run fucking a 4-flat fucking 60.
Sounds like a white kid.
Yeah,
Jermaine.
Jermaine, he was a beast. And fucking, I was like, no, you can't. You guys can't be on the same. You guys are captains. And he's like, no, fuck you. Me and Jermaine against everyone. I'm like, yeah, all right. Fucking idiot.
My buddy, a kid I grew up with, his older brother was like 2 years older than us, or 2 years older than us. And he was a tough kid. And his friends were like fucking all tough. And like they used to on Saturdays, they'd be like, we need 3 kids for fucking tackle football, like down at the field. And they'd like drag us. And I'm like, this is fucking like, it was just like, they were just like, couldn't wait to just light us up.
Tackle
Talk
was
about,
serious.
dude, talk about bullying. Like this kid we'd be at this kid's house playing. His mother worked. They lived in like a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 kids and the mother down like by the railroad tracks. And the brother and his friends would be like, they'd come home. We were playing like fucking Super Mario Bros. And they'd be like, I'd be like, you'd hear the door open. I'd be like, fuck. And like they'd come and they'd be like, all right, touch every wall, walk around the entire, but you got to keep your fingers on the wall. And if it comes off the wall, like we're gonna punch you as hard as we can. So like you'd get to the fridge and you'd be like, they'd just be looking at you and be like, fuck. And like all of a sudden, like my head's hitting the fucking fridge. My mother would be like, how was it the Quinlan say? I'm like, oh, we had a great time. Played a little Super Mario, got my ass kicked twice. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, dude, it is. That's the other interesting thing is like when you're older, like because we were saying, like you get along with everybody now, like you could be fucking 65 and I'm fucking 47 and you're 22 or whatever. But like when you're a kid, like age is really like a fucking barometer of like your fucking like your status in the world. You know what I mean? Like older kids are not like the time you start breaching into like where the older kids are like, all right, you can come drinking in the woods with us. You're like, yes, finally something fucking cool. You know what I mean?
Did you guys play sports at all in school?
Yeah, poorly, but yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What sports do you guys play?
I played a little bit of basketball. Ref a few tennis games.
Football.
Football.
Yeah, I did track in high school too. Just I was fast and then I wasn't.
Yeah.
I did track in high school too, and right when I signed up for it, like it was every day my dad would ask me if I was gay. It was like it became a daily occurrence. And it was to the point one day he goes, Nolan, just please tell me if you're gay. I know you're running track. I go, Dad, if you really want, I can give it a try. I don't think I'm that way. And right after I said if he keeps asking, I was gonna give it a try, and it kind of cut that out. But
Give it a
Give
try.
him college try, see if he gay.
He's like, why did you pick baton?
then,
Your ass.
yeah. Did you play anything?
I play no, not in high school. I mean, I went to BC High
Right.
freshman year, and my parents were convinced I was gay.
Yeah.
Like, went to an all boys school.
There's a song named after it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I know. Sing it, Danny.
Hot F in there.
Yeah. No, so by high school, I started dabbling in alcohol and drugs.
Right
so
on.
sports took a back seat. You know what I mean? But I played baseball, basketball, and football growing up in grammar school because drugs weren't allowed.
How's your basketball
in
game?
grammar school?
How's your basketball game?
I would just post up,
Yeah,
get rebounds.
I bet it's pretty
and
solid.
fucking-
Big screen
yeah,
guy.
but I couldn't dribble.
We should play Bad Brain, a 3-on-3 hoop
it-
game.
Oh yeah, we'd fuck them up.
Yeah, I think we can.
I'm telling you right now, I would look the best. I don't know if I'd get any points.
That's all
But
right.
I would. I mean,
We'd have to beat them. No, they're all midgets.
Al's not short.
Al's the only one. Al's gonna post up
No,
with me.
is Justin small?
I mean, Danny could cover him. You're
my
gonna
defense is
dominate Nico.
spectacular.
Nico's little.
Dude, Nico's strong,
He's
though.
a strong kid.
Yeah, I don't want to get fucking Nico's way.
I'm down for that.
I also my
I
senior,
can't run.
Half court, bud. Half court. Sitting
Game to
down.
4.
Peyton Pritchard, just from half court
Danny
every
clear
time.
it.
Yeah, game to 4, then direct to 621 afterwards.
But my senior year of high school, I didn't know how to ice skate, but by state ruling, for a hockey team to make the playoffs, they had to have 2 goalies on roster, and my high school only had 1. And they got so desperate, the coach was going around just asking kids, do you know how to ice skate? And I was friends with a lot of kids on the hockey team, so they just kept going, get Nolan. And he goes, my sister plays, so I think he just assumed I had some level of talent. And he goes, Nolan, you want to join the hockey team? I go, yeah. And he goes, you played when you were younger, right? I go, oh, yeah, for the longest time, I just lined through my teeth to the guy. I don't know how to ice skate. And they bring me out for my first practice. I am hungover. It's I'm just a wreck. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I was probably done drinking at 1 a.m. And I just looked, I was so out of place. It took me 10 minutes to get, and that's a generous on my behalf. It's
Yeah.
it was the 20 minutes to figure out, get the pads on. I'm in the locker
Is
room.
YouTubing it?
Yeah, I was in the locker room, and the starting goalie was like, Nolan, you need any help? I go, no, I have it. He goes, Nolan, you sure you don't need any help? I go, I got it, Charlie. And he goes, Nolan, you're wearing your cup outside of your pads right now. You have no clue what you're doing. I'm like,
Fucking Charlie's just trying to be a sport.
We gotta get next time Josh is on, we'll get him to tell a story about when he got shit faced and he called he's on the baseball team. He called the entire team's parents and he told them he was the coach and that they had practice at 6 instead of 8 o'clock.
I remember that story.
Yeah,
So,
and they all fucking showed up and then Josh wandered in at fucking 8 and they're all sitting there you fucking. He's such a fucking dickhead.
That's gold.
All right, so we're gonna do a little Patreon.
Yep.
You gonna hang out for a little bit? We'll do a little
Yeah,
Patreon.
sounds
30
good.
minutes. I got a couple stories that can't make the main wire here. Just dox everybody on it. All right, so
Take it down.
yeah.
man.
So listen, sweatshirts are on sale. Like we said, just so you know, the local, get them. Just say local pickup, and we'll hook that up. They're gonna get printed in about 2 weeks. I think the store's open for 2 more weeks, so you'll probably get it in the beginning of February, the second week of February, something like
Yep.
that. They're awesome. And by the way, once those are gone, they're gone. We're not stockpiling hoodies, so if you're how do I get one?
Get
At
on
that
the
point, they're
ball.
fucking gone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I already told Tommy because all his little fucking friends are always like, "Well, I'm
Minions.
gonna get one. How can I get one?" He's like, "They don't want to pay for one." I'm like, "Well, then they're not getting one. What do you want me to tell you? This isn't a fucking charity, you know." So, anyways, that's the deal. And Nolan, you got any gigs coming up that you're doing, or we're gonna get you up for 5 minutes? I think at the on
Yeah,
March
that's a
29th.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
you can change my name to Mick Baker on the poster, or old Baker. So
Nah,
it'll do a little more flair. in it.
No, the Bakers, they're a good name down there, so you're fine. Don't worry about it too.
Yeah. It seems appropriate, even though you didn't know on St. Patty's Day.
He's like, it's on the 27th this year. I'm like, Jesus H. Christ, Nolan.
You're lucky we like
Running
you.
a little late, yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking Panuzzo or
He's like,
something
well,
like
it's
that.
leap year, so you know.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. All right, so that's the deal. And then anything else coming up, Danny? You'll report back on next week. Hopefully, God be with you.
Yeah.
By the way, when the public hears this, the game will already be decided.
So that's true.
The Patreon.
But I'm gonna. We talked about it in text, but I'm gonna try to do the best I can as far as content and videos and shit. I'm there for a little bit more than 24 hours, so gonna make the best of it. The snow is coming down now, which sucks
Yeah.
because my flight is at 6 a.m.
That's all right. It's gonna be done by 3 a.m.
Good.
Yeah, it should be fine. Did cousin Shane answer your
Cousin Shane is
reel?
yet to get back to me, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have some words when I see him.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's fucking.
Because I'm staring at a fucking picture of him right now. Cocksucker.
Disrespectful. Yeah. All right, cool. So we'll do that, and then what's your Instagram and everything so people can follow you?
Nolan.Baker4.
Okay, that's your like comedy one, right?
Well, I have one. I just haven't posted anything on it. But I think it's Nolan.Baker stand up is the other one I have.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll share it. So, but you'll be there on the 29th. We'll get you up on stage for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And so you're hosting, by the way.
Me and Gilligan. Or Gilligan is.
Gilligan's hosting.
Yeah.
Sorry. And if you hadn't seen Paul Gilligan last year, he is fucking hilarious.
And he's, you just said it. That's
Yeah,
it.
he's hilarious, and Will's absolutely hilarious. And obviously, if you were there last year, you saw Sean. Sean gets better every time I see him, and he's fucking killing it. I saw you post the other night. You're like, this kid will be on Netflix at some point.
Dude, he's awesome. He's so funny.
Yeah.
The way too, like he'll like sit on the stool, and it's like he's like crouching almost like he's on the toilet. What I love, I always tell like it's the funniest thing to me.
Yeah, he's not afraid of uncomfortable moments, which is my favorite brand of comedy.
Sean's the man.
Yeah. If you are into dark humor, this is going to be it'll be your thing. And afterwards, obviously it ends at 9. Afterwards, we'll be in the members bottle whenever they kick us out, which is pretty late usually. So we can all drink beers afterwards and hang out.
Clutch.
I don't think we're having food this year. We haven't settled that, but I don't think we are. But last year people brought pizzas and shit in. So like if you come in, like just bring a few pies in. I think that will work best this year just because of some logistics that we talked about offline. Like we said, the once we get the foursomes on sale, which will probably be the next like month, I got to pay the deposit. People can start Venmoing, and we'll figure that out for the tournament. And we got a date for the Halloween party.
Yes.
October 4th.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
early.
early this year.
It's early.
That's
but
good,
you know,
though.
But you know what? The last 3 years now, you've asked for a Saturday. We finally got
We
a fucking Saturday.
So like, and I can't do it Friday anymore because my son's going to be playing varsity football. So it'll be a Saturday night. It'll be perfect. And
ample time.
And it won't
Get your
conflict.
costumes now.
Yeah.
They're probably cheap.
Buy them today. Yeah, they're on sale. They're on sale. Do we have a theme, or are we just gonna go with every man, just whatever you want to do?
I mean, I'm fine with every man for himself, but if the Patreon guys want to throw their 2 cents in, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we'll pick a draft from all the Patreon guys. Gave us a bunch of draft ideas. We'll pick one of those for next week with Lawrence. All right, so check out Nolan on his Instagram where he doesn't post anything, and you can meet him at the event. And yeah, all right. Anything
Go
else,
Irish.
boys? Go Notre Dame.
Yep.
Beat Ohio State.